All right, hello everyone. This is Fernando here live for a special Ghost and Spirits podcast. Here in this case, I'm doing it within the haunted Gonzales Prison Museum located here in Gonzales, Texas. I am inside this actual jail right now on the first floor within the main office area, if you could call it that. And then they have the second floor and then a third floor, all involving haunted cells. But yeah, I'm here doing this special interview with members of the group SPCTRE, which you've been here in the past. You've seen some of those pictures I've taken of them, and then also you've seen some videos of them in my channel as well. Well, we're going to do an investigation here in a little bit, but I thought to myself, why not do a special podcast interview with two of the members, and then that way we get to hear about their experiences within the world of ghosts and spirits, doing all of this right before we do this hunt for the rest of the night. In fact, we've already heard several activities happening around us, and who knows, you may actually hear some of the activity right now during this special interview. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the two members here. We have Josie, who is part of SPCTRE. Hi, Josie.
Hello.
And then we have Virginia, who is also part of SPCTRE. Hello, Virginia.
Hi.
They are here with me today again on this very, very special ghost hunt here in the Gonzales Prison Museum. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'll just ask some questions related to their experiences and let's see what's going on. So first off, I wanted to ask both of y'all, now that we've been together, how long has it been now? Like maybe 3 years or so as part of SPCTRE, that we've had some good ghost hunting experiences. I think I started in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound about right, Virginia? I think that was it.
Yeah, I think so. I started, I think, a year before you.
Yeah.
I just started. This is already a year, a little over a year since I've been.
Good. Well, we've had some really great stuff happening at other locations. Like we just did a fantastic stay over at the Haunted Magnolia Hotel located there in Seguin, Texas. All three of us were there. We had one more group member, but I wanted to ask about a special thing that happened that night whenever we were just laying about, waiting in the dead of night to have some activity happen. So a lot of times we take little cat naps here and there while we're resting up for the remainder of the night. But we had something really, really bad or really fascinating happening to us in one of those rooms. Did someone want to say what happened essentially on there?
Well, like towards my experience, because I just I couldn't sleep because when I got there I was like super tired, so I drank some Red Bulls and they kind of kept me up most of the night, just like over there in Hallettsville with y'all, and stayed up that time too, and like I got all the good juicy stuff and y'all were like taking your naps.
I had to get up ready for work.
So I was laying in one of the bedrooms while you, Fernando, were in the other bedroom, and she was in the living room on the little couch. And I personally heard like people talking, but you couldn't really hear what they were saying. It was kind of like whispers. And then I heard the footsteps, and my cousin Josie, she kind of like picked up her head, and she had made a comment. I don't remember what it was. He said, "Did you hear that?" I was like, "Yeah." Did you hear that? Did you hear the voices? And you were like, "No, I heard
the footsteps."
And I was like, and then Fernando kind of like got up quick, and he like walked out of the room like, "What? No, what?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "No, come over here, Fernando.
And that's
come
when I
over
was
here."
falling asleep, and I heard it.
Yeah, I was like, "Come over here and just sit over here on the bed and listen, and you're gonna hear it." And like you came, and shortly after, well, I don't know if you heard it, but it did happen one more time, and I was like, okay, well, I was trying to go to sleep, take a nap, but I just couldn't. I was just too worked up because I was excited for hearing that. So
the only thing for me there was when we went to Itzy's room. We were in there, and I got some real sharp pains on my stomach. I couldn't They were like, something was just, and then that's when I left the room and I felt better. It's just I couldn't be in that room.
Oh, wow.
Explain to them who Ipsy is.
Ipsy is one of the little girls that's there.
Within the rooms, one of the bedrooms, right?
Yes,
Within
in
the
CD,
Magnolia Hotel?
At the Magnolia Hotel. And we were in there. We had a little bit of stuff going on in there. I had some real sharp pains. I had to leave. I couldn't be in there, but...
Yeah. By the way, guys, I think I captured Itzy. You'll see one of those clips that I posted that was like a minute long, but I believe I caught an orb of Itzy going away from the room when we asked her to stay on there. So check it out when you have a chance. Look at some of my past clips that I posted, and you'll see that orb purposefully walk out on there.
So, from my understanding, the whole story with Ipsy is back when that was a motel or a hotel of staying, the woman there, she would work long hours and she would leave her daughter Ipsy in the room, locked in that room, and she would have all these toys in that book, the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Yeah.
And she would leave her in there for hours and hours, and I don't know what happened. It was like
she would hide in that little cubby hole.
She would get
closet.
scared because people would come around. She would hide in this little closet area, and it's actually like if y'all do go, you'll see that closet area where she would hide. But I don't know what happened. It was like, was it a fire? Or I don't know how she passed away.
I don't know.
The little girl ended up dying, and
This
nobody
is
knew.
No,
Nobody knew
she's
until
drowned, but no.
until the mother got back and seen that she died. So
Oh, wow.
that's pretty much that, from my understanding, from what I was told. So.
And then later that night, while we were, I guess, kind of sleeping, like in and out, what did we hear outside that really freaked us out? Like that was something that was kind of like
The Lechuza.
Oh man,
a drawback
that when I was
to,
already in bed?
Yeah.
yeah. So get this, guys, it's kind of like a drawback to the time that we heard her again over at the Goliad place. Yes, we heard La Lechuza again. Can you believe that, guys? We heard La Lechuza outside. Interestingly enough, I was kind of making not fun of it, but I was like mocking it and say, let me go outside. At a certain point at night, I was like, let me go outside. Let me see if I can get La Lechuza back from Goliad. And so I went out there. I just started taking pictures. I did a little bit of whistling here and there. And then later that night, when we were just again almost like catnapping within one of the bedrooms, that's when we heard a very, very loud screeching outside one of the windows. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but it moved from one area to another. And of course, we didn't have anything recording at that time because we were all just like kind of sleeping on there. But whenever that happened, it was like, there she is once again. She was making her presence known. We didn't see anything. Did you see anything? Did y'all see anything?
I didn't see anything.
No.
We didn't see anything.
We weren't by the windows either.
Yeah.
So.
Correct.
I mean, well, technically I was by the windows, but in the area, it's like, it was super dark, so there was no outside pole lights you could see.
So that's probably the first and last time I'll try to do something like that outside again, because she definitely made her presence known later on. It didn't seem like we were in any trouble or danger, but she was definitely making it known. That was going to lead me to my next question, because y'all had told me the experiences in the past. Would y'all mind sharing it with my viewers here? That other experience that y'all had with La Lechuza back then?
Yeah, she's chased us a lot. One time I was small, it was me, my mom, her mom, which is my aunt, and some cousins. We were walking like from the park to the house, and it was, kind of like around 9:30, 10, they closed the park. And she's chased us. We had to run to a church. There was a church that was close by because she was chasing us. Wow. And then when we lived on San Antonio. San Antonio Street.
I don't remember the church one, but the San Antonio one I remember.
Well, that one y'all were small. I don't think y'all were with us because y'all were still little at that time.
Oh, yeah. I remember the San Antonio one. So
yes, we had a neighbor, and we would go hang out over there. And one day I think we were walking back from the neighbor's house, and she came after us, and my grandma was standing. Come on, girls! Well, in Spanish, she was telling us. Come on, hurry, get in, she's coming, and oh man. And then the other night, this happened 2 weeks ago, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, I took Harvey out. And Harvey started growling. He didn't want to go use the restroom. He came back in. On the power line, there was a big bird. I think it was a Lechuza. And when it flew, it had some big ass, some big wings. Sorry for the language.
Harvey is her little Chihuahua
dog.
By the way.
Yeah, he's a little Chihuahua dog.
He's
But
like,
and I called my husband, and he came, and I was looking because one of my cats, I think it was Two-Face, she kept looking at it, and that's what caught my attention because she was in the middle of the road. I go, Two-Face, what are you looking at? And then that's when I seen that big bird.
Wow.
And I know it wasn't an owl because when it flew away, because I think the first time that's happened, the second time that I took Harvey out, and this was about a year ago, that big bird flew from our neighbor's tree all the way past the transmission place that way, and it had some big wings.
And this right here we're talking about, it's this all happened in Victoria, Texas.
Yes.
So
She likes to be there a lot.
Victoria, Texas is like what, in between like Austin to Galveston,
Houston,
somewhere around
yeah,
there?
Houston.
Well, it's actually right dead center in the middle of like Houston, Corpus, San Antonio, and then Austin's like up above.
So it's like a tiny town, right? Lots of country.
It's actually growing.
Yeah.
Not much, I mean, you go through like pretty much with all the construction.
I've had some stuff at my house. Footsteps, knocking on doors. I went one time, it happened to my mother-in-law and then my husband, they were there. Someone knocked at the door, they opened, ain't nobody there. Well, that one day that I was there by myself, someone was knocking at the door and I was on the phone with somebody. I go, hold on, and I opened the door, there's nobody there. As soon as I turn around and before I get to the kitchen, you know how far my door is from the kitchen, knock, and I open the door and nobody there.
Wow.
But there was probably somebody there, you just couldn't see.
No. How if I open the door? I mean, come on, if you open the door.
I'm talking about spirit.
Spirit-wise, yes.
You know, they're probably there, you just can't see
And
them.
my husband one time was by himself. I was out with my in-laws. And he said he heard the front door open and he heard footsteps coming to the hall. And so he goes, oh, they're home already. And then he goes, well, nobody. She goes, why did she come into the room when he opened the door? Nobody was there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, we'll be hearing some stuff at my house. I know I took a picture because my little niece, when she was born little, you know, she would never like to go to my in-laws' room. And so I started taking pictures, and she had her pillowcases were white. And when I took a picture in the middle, it was a picture of a face of a man, an Indian, right in the middle.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what you're still.
I have to go back through my other phones. It's on the other phone.
That's cool.
And there was, like I said, the pillowcase was all white, no flowers, nothing, just plain white pillowcases.
And then just one question again on the experience when you're saying that Lechuza was chasing y'all. How did it, like, did y'all get glimpses of it? How did it look? Like, was it a large
To me,
bird?
what
I'll say bird. I mean, the wings are big.
when
the wings
I was
are
little at
like
the time,
the
to me,
face.
it looked,
I don't know. I hear different stories. They said it's part bird and part man or woman. So I already see, but the wings are real big. And they would say too, like when we were little growing up, sometimes we would go to sleep and we would wake up with bruises. Don't even know how we got those bruises. And they would say that if you left your window open, she could come in.
and she was
And
on your blood.
she'll suck on your blood. And
Yeah, that's what they say.
And we
I don't
would
know
wake
if
up
it's
with
true.
bruises. Like I would have a big bruise and I'm like, man, what happened? I was asleep. You know, we would wake up with bruises and they said that
But
it
my
was
mom
her.
and them, they would just say that it's just us, you know, playing and, you know, wake up with bruises because just us being outside, you know, hitting.
But we didn't have those bruises before we went to bed. And
we
so
didn't hurt. I don't know.
it was just, but my grandma said that's what it was. It was that she came to the window. We had, because we would sleep with our, back then we slept with our windows open,
We
fans.
didn't have no AC.
No AC. Fan at the window was our AC. So, you know, we would leave it open. Even if we didn't even have a screen on there, back then it wasn't as bad as it is today. So.
Yeah, back then
But,
it was way different.
And then when we lived on San Antonio Street, that house was haunted. That little girl, they haunt the place. We actually saw her. My
She was
aunt
in a
saw
little
her.
white dress.
She was in a white dress.
Just white.
She would
Real pretty.
one time, because my aunt's room, and there's a little hall sitting in my grandpa's room. And one time she was standing right there in the middle. And then when we got around, my aunt goes, let's go this way. She was standing right there at the doorway.
Oh,
But
wow.
she would go to the kitchen. And the story behind that, back then, there was woods. And there was like a cellar, a storm cellar back there. And they said that lady used to put her kids in there when they were bad, and she'd go for days without feeding them or nothing and leave them locked up in there. And we did see that cellar. We used to play all back there.
Wow.
And you know, the little girl passed away. The brother did it, but the little girl wound up dying from, you know, being hot and didn't that. And now and then one time my aunt was having a gathering, and one of my cousins came down from Baytown, and they're like, hey, goes one of your kids. Then she goes, no, my kids are asleep. Let me go check and see who it is, because she used to sleepwalk. And so
Yes.
she gets up.
I used to sleepwalk.
She used to get shit, you know, so my aunt goes and checks. She goes, nah, all the kids are here that are supposed to be here. And then they said she just went like towards the woods and then just vanished.
Wow.
Scared my cousin. He didn't want to come back to the house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Any chance are those houses anyone?
They're still there.
They're still there.
But not with your family or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking maybe we could.
No, but you know what?
investigate.
I don't think anybody lives in that house anymore because I passed by there yesterday.
And me and your mom, when we went to Jack in
But
the
it's
Box, we was sitting
Behind
there.
it, it's not woods anymore.
Yeah,
They
the
cleared
woods
that
aren't
whole
they
area
cleared
out
that whole area. It's not the way like it was
back then.
back then.
But that little house still looks creepy. Whenever when I pass it, I'm like, man, we used to live there.
I know, but besides having a little girl ghost in there, and then the Lechuza messing with us over there, like that's like my grandma would like for us to come in right before it gets dark. She didn't want us outside because of it.
Yeah.
It seemed to follow us.
Well, the thing with it is that it's always at nighttime that it would come out, and you never really get a good view of it. It's just like a shadow figure in a way. And back then, as small as I was, to me, something like this big could look like this big.
Much larger than it appears.
But
Yeah,
it was
so-
kind of big. But I tell you, the wings are big. Whenever she flies and flaps off, or
He or she.
the wings are big.
And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was our recent trip to Hyattsville, the old Lavaca jail.
Oh yeah.
You were we had some good experiences
we
there
did.
too. And then Virginia, you were stating that you heard something happening like on the was it the
So
second or
this-
third floor?
This happened at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Fernando and Josie were taking a nap in the kitchen area type, like they call it the soldiers' quarters, or what was it,
I don't know.
not soldiers' quarters,
They look like a living room.
officers, like a dinette area where they would sit and eat because the kitchen was right next to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all make your way to Hallettsville, to the jail there or whatever, y'all see what I'm talking about, the little area right next to the kitchen. But so I decided, I was all hyped up on Red Bull, which I'm currently drinking right now because I'm super tired. Well, I'm not anymore, but I was sitting in the hallway, and this hall is it's super long. It's like a long hallway. And I was trying to get in an area to where, while I use my phone to try to capture video, it was in a good area. There's the doorway to go up to the cells, up the stairs to
Well,
the second floor.
We're hearing
And then-
noises right now too.
Yes. And footsteps upstairs.
Oh, you do?
They're like right around here.
You guys might hear it.
Yeah.
You might hear footsteps upstairs right now too.
My finger's turning blue.
And on the left side of me is the room with the doll. So if y'all do visit, y'all they'll catch you up to speed on that whole issue with the doll in the room. But so I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of taking photos, doing a little video, and then my freaking battery goes dead on my camera, and my phone is already on low battery, so I can't really do much of anything. So I'm just sitting there, and I hear when y'all go there's like these staircase. It's like what is it? Metal?
Yeah.
I think they're
like
metal.
It was metal.
I think metal.
And from the very top of the steps, I heard somebody walking down all the way down, just hardcore like boots, like if they're wearing boots or I don't know, but you can just hear the steps. And I kid you not, if I knew that Fernando was not sleeping over there, taking a nap, I would have betted so much money on that. It was him upstairs doing his little YouTube video because he's the only one that usually goes off by himself and he'll go up there by himself or whatever.
That's true.
And I would have like, so I guess I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, well, maybe it's one of the females that, the caretakers. So I got up after I heard it come to the very bottom. I was staring and staring at the door, like waiting for somebody to walk out, but nobody ever came out. So I got up and I walked over there and I went into that room and I was like, okay. So I went to the stairs and I looked up the stairs and I looked up and it's like pitch black. Like you can't even see, like you can see halfway and then the rest is like you can't see nothing. So I went to turn on the light switch and that didn't even work. And I'm like, what the heck?
And they were working all night long.
Yeah, they were working.
They were working all night. And it's funny because all the lights were working in the building except for that one going up the stairs. And I was like, just doing that little, like you see on the videos where they're like, click, 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 like, why is it working? So, yeah, I was like, I looked up and I was like, yeah, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not going up there.
Well, I think it was there.
Yeah. I mean, we did a session up there. It was our last session.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin were talking to the spirits, telling them to come closer. And we heard a noise. And I'm like, okay, keep coming. And then we heard a noise come closer. And I was like, come even closer. And that's when Fernando's like, you know what? I'm really not feeling this. I think we should already go.
We
didn't want us there.
What's it called? We overstayed our welcome at that point. It felt like that.
That happened at the jail.
So we were like, okay, so
Vallettsville.
we got up and I was like, all right, guys, well, we're going to go. If y'all still want to continue or whatever, y'all know where we're going to be at. We're going to be downstairs or what so. And like an hour or two later, that happened. So, I mean, it was freaking awesome. I really wish I could have got that like all on video. Just the sound of it was like, whoa.
And then one last incident from the Hyattsville. Who was it that saw it? But didn't someone see lights flickering on and off?
Yes. I was in the room with the doll, and I was laying on the bed. Now, the way they have it set up now in Hyattsville, because it used to be all connected, they like tore down the front part of it and made it to the way it originally was back in the day. So the downstairs jail is detached from the main building where it has like everything, and then the upstairs cells. So from where I was laying on the bed, looking out the window, I can see the cells on the outside building cells.
The separate building, right?
Yeah. And with those, I was seeing the lights flicker on and off. And I even heard, because they have the old time fashioned doorway where it has that little spin thing where it like you spin it, you turn it while you're spinning and it opens all the doors and it closes all the doors.
Yeah.
And I was hearing that as well. So that was pretty awesome too.
And that was at an area, well, I don't know how much we can talk about it now, but that was in an area where someone had committed suicide. And so because of it, that's where we think something was flickering the lights on and off, trying to communicate with us from, in this case, the other side of the building.
And all the photos that I took over there in that area, they're not my thing anymore.
They're gone?
I did videos. I videoed when we did not that one, but the one singing. I had video from Itzy's room when me and you were walking all the way up, and it didn't go. Like the videos won't. It'll just show you, Kim, and him in the living area. But the rest of the video, you can't. It won't show.
show.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me at the mansion in Beauclair. Now that was a good experience because that one I actually saw somebody.
You saw somebody?
Yes,
at the
that
birthday
time
mansion?
it was y'all. It was only girls upstairs. You and you know Jerry were downstairs, and it was me.
Oh yeah, we were doing
Me,
our
her,
little
Kim,
session.
and Jessica. And I was standing like this. Virginia was standing here. Jessica was here, and was it
Kim.
Kim was videoing some other stuff right there. And we were facing this way. You were looking that way, and what's her name? Jessica was standing right here looking that way. And that's when she goes, I feel someone messing with my hair, and I go, yes, it's a lady. She was looking direct at me, and that's when she took off, and that's all that got to happen. But I got to see it was just some lady. You know, it was like just a
Yeah,
it was a lady.
It wasn't
That
one
was-
of the other guests, was it? Like it was someone else, right?
No,
No.
Okay.
It was
no.
just
Because
us
y'all were
up there.
downstairs. And that's the time.
Those females were in the kitchen
Yes.
with
Uh,
Shirley.
Wow.
Yeah, they were downstairs, but that was a good experience because that's when remember they had you down and you couldn't get up at the end
Oh,
at the over there.
well, when I was there, it was the beginning. It was the beginning of everything. And I didn't have anything on me. I didn't have my camera, my phone. I didn't have nothing because all I was doing and, you know, thinking like I've been doing this for I don't know how many years, just take it just in case. I went upstairs to go get some folding chairs because nobody took chairs
He's
and
on
we needed
airplane
somewhere to
mode.
sit. So she had told me go upstairs and the first room to the left, right there in the closet, there's some chairs. So I did what she said. I went up there, and while I opened the closet, now mind you, that room, right when you walk out the other end, yeah, I heard that.
Did y'all hear that? You might have just caught, guys, something in the far background sounded like what?
It was
Bells?
a
Is that like chains or something?
Chains or bells or
chains?
something?
Yeah.
I thought it was a beep.
No, it was like something I don't know, but I heard it.
Hmm.
So, what was I saying? Okay, that's another thing, guys. If y'all go to the Berkeley Mansion, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Like,
Yes, it is.
it is
Huge.
so huge and so beautiful. Like, I kid you not. They do tours there. Right now, she's not doing anything, but once she opens up, like, y'all will love it. So I recommend going to Berkeley to see that. It's so beautiful. So, like I was saying, that room, like, I went in through the back entrance of it, and the front entrance, it goes straight into the hallway, and this hallway is, like, long, too, and it's so beautiful. But while I was pulling the chairs out, I literally heard footsteps in the hallway,
Oh,
and
wow.
the footsteps, it was like some were just kind of walking, and others were kind of, like, running, so it kind of, in a way, sounded like an adult and a little kid, because of the way the ones that was going really fast. And I was literally like leaning, looking into the hallway like, who's out there? Ain't nobody out there. I'm looking and there ain't nobody there, but I hear the steps. And I know it wasn't anybody downstairs because even though you can hear the people talking downstairs, it's not the same as hearing the footsteps, you know? So I was so excited. I was like so super excited. I was like, oh man. I went and got Jerry Ray from downstairs, like, man, you need to come with me now, right now, quick, I want you to hear this, I need you to see this and hear it, so I'm not the only one, and I took my camera too, so when we went back up, I was like, just be quiet,
Yeah.
but at that time, it's like, they didn't want to do it anymore, so,
Okay.
but that was like really, I just can't wait to go back again.
Me too.
Well, I
We
think
had
that
some awesome
pretty much can
times.
wrap things up. We're right at the 30-minute mark, so great experiences. We heard some stuff here right now, and then we talked about the experiences at the Haunted Magnolia Hotel, your childhood experiences, La Lechuza, Hyattsville, and then
And
Berkeley
Berkeley.
Mansion. So great stuff. So, but be sure everyone again to check out my past videos on everything that we mentioned. I do have all that stuff still up on my playlist for Ghosts and Spirits, and then also check out the places that we've been to. They're really, really great stuff to visit and have your own experiences. And then be sure to check out our page too for SPCTRE, and then that way you'll get to see some of the other past clips there. But thank you so much, Virginia. Thank you, Josie. Much
Welcome.
appreciated.
Thank you guys,
And
Hey guys,
for
we'll see you.
watching.
And then we're off right now to do the ghost hunt here at the Gonzales Prison Museum. So talk to y'all later, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.